What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. Man, it's been 2 weeks since I've been in the studio, but I'm back now, still at the grind. Do me a favor, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a like, and leave some comments too. Let me know what you think of the podcast as I continue to grow and have some dope people on and highlight some dope local people, out of town guests across the world as we try to keep this thing going. Also, special highlight coming up next month, but we'll get started tonight with Women's History Month. So just be ready. Looking out next month, already packed every Sunday. Some dope women in history locally that are doing some big things. So I definitely want to highlight women in general, but also the women in Sacramento and give them some props, but also let everybody know about what they're doing and what's going on. Let me jump into this quick little intro of my two guests today. My guests today are from, one is from Atlanta, Georgia. The other is from right here in Antelope, California. She's a graduate of Center High School. They met 20 years ago at Alabama A&M University, the other SWAC school, but it's all love because we in the same conference, and you know what I'm saying, it's nothing like it. Today they have 3 kids. They've been married over 15 years now. In 2007, they started their financial services on a part-time basis. 2013, they went in full-time, created their company, the Now Network, TNN. Right. In 2018, they opened their own branch here in Sacramento, and today are the largest African American life insurance agency in Northern California. They have expanded over into few southern states. Their goal is to bring the culture, the environment to where it should be educated about family importance of having life insurance and investing to become financially independent. Also, they help start a business on part-time basis to make extra income, but also they have transformed the part-time into a full-time love. They love helping families and also putting their community in a better place financially. George and Princess Mitchell, thank you guys for both being here today.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes, man.
Thank you.
Thanks
you.
for having us.
For you guys that don't know them already, they have a busy schedule. So I'm pretty sure they just got in traveling from the day from somewhere else, taking care of business or seeing family, but also doing work. They stay working. If you know them, if you don't know them, they stay working and stay going. So I appreciate both of you guys taking time out your day to come give some knowledge, talk a little bit, and hopefully can bless some people on some information that they may not be accustomed to, or there's something new to them. So, I mean, as you know, in the sports world, basketball 94 feet, it's a little full court pickup, but we get right into it. So I got to do a little background check. So I think I'm gonna start with the out of town gentleman first, man. Let's talk about just growing up in the A, as everybody knows to be, or Atlanta. But what about you? What part of Atlanta are you from, and where you grew up?
Man, I'm actually from 5 minutes from downtown Atlanta. I'm a Grady baby. So all you guys that from Atlanta, you know what that means. I don't know if you saw that young lady, man. She just did a video about people not being from Atlanta, claiming Atlanta.
Claiming the A, huh?
Yeah, claiming the A. And so, but man, I was born and raised, man. We kind of represent our communities by zones.
Right.
And so I'm from Zone 3. That's the south side of Atlanta, right in the heart, kind of. Joyland, Carver Homes, but I also went to high school on the west side, Zone 1. So I have affiliations with Zone 3 and Zone 1.
Nice.
Bankhead, Bourne Homes, Adamsville. Went to Harp Archer High School. It's actually an elementary school now. So, but man, shout out to the city.
That's what's up, man. Nothing like Atlanta. All black everything.
Oh, man.
All black everything.
Yeah.
It definitely is a great place to live or visit and just see the culture shift.
Yes.
Princess, or P as they call you. A lot of people say P. She got a. I'm a nickname person though, so I know I'm a nickname person. But man, Antelope,
stand up.
Antelope. Okay,
Yes,
I'm a South
up.
Sac dude, but we got people in Antelope. Man, my friends went to the Wood Creek and out in that area. But Center High School. What about you?
Yeah. So I mean, I represent the real A town. Okay,
Oh,
Antelope all day.
Okay.
And so so went to high school and Center High School. By the time my senior year came, I was one of the most heaviest recruiters. I guess I don't know if that's the word.
Recruited. You good? Recruited. Recruited
in Sacramento,
Yeah.
and so chose to go to the great campus of Alabama A&M University, Go Bulldogs.
Okay.
And where I spent 4 glorious years playing volleyball, SWAC champion.
Yeah.
I must say.
Yeah. I did some research.
Yes.
Speaking of that, I mean, definitely I started the podcast in the sports location as far as getting guests, but also now I'm going after it. But you brought up volleyball. I mean, I got to ask you, at a young age, being a black girl in Antelope, right?
Mhm, mhm.
That was, I mean, we're telling our age here a little bit, but that was
Yeah.
our, we're 20 years over. What was that like trying to be in sports in general, being that, because the dynamics of Antelope has changed
Yeah.
drastically.
Yeah, it has.
But
yes.
then,
Mhm.
how was that like for you growing up playing ball, playing sports back then?
So this is the thing. I didn't grow up in a very athletic family. Honestly, I seen a girl walk into my class my 9th grade year, and she had a bag on, and I said, I want a bag. And I literally followed her
Want some gear?
I want some gear.
Okay,
I said,
yeah.
I get a bag.
Kids like gear.
Yeah. And I followed her into the gym after school, and they were bouncing around this white ball. And I said, if that's what I need to do to get a bag, I guess let me try out. And I walked on that court, had no idea really what a volleyball was. And of course, got cut. And so that summer I went back and I told my mom, please buy me a volleyball. And she bought me a volleyball. And I, back then, VHS,
that's what you had.
Yeah, that's what we had. And so I got a couple of VHS tapes and watched some really good players down in Southern California and taught myself that summer.
So y'all hear that, right?
Yeah.
She studied the game.
I studied the game.
Asked for somebody to get her a ball and started putting in the work. And first off, got cut.
Yeah.
But didn't fold. Didn't leave it away. You know what I mean? That's big in itself right there. You know what I mean?
Well, I always grew up, even though I grew up in a single parent household, my mom always taught me, if you're going to do something, do it well.
Go do it.
And if you want to do it, go figure out how to do it. And so I walked back in that gym my 10th grade year, and everybody's jaw was to the ground. There was like, oh my gosh, I was jumping out the roof.
Different
and just
person.
Yeah, they were like, this is the same girl. And so I said, it's the same girl, but just different skill level now.
That's
and
what's
so
up.
and went on, JV, even though it was just JV, but
Right.
MVP of the team that year. They went on to varsity and won championships there too. But yeah, I was out of 12 girls, honestly, I was only the second black girl there.
Yeah.
But I stood out so much that it's hard to deny.
You.
The person that's running the team. So I made a name for myself.
So in a day and an age right now where people, however you want to quote it, are more woke or more open to say about this openly, just what type of adversity though did you see out there? Because I'm sure, we used to drive out there. You better be careful where you're going back then, who you went after a football game. If you didn't know anybody there, you got to come back to the South. You know what I mean? So, but during your school setting or environment, team setting, any type of adversity that really hit you?
I was blessed to be on a pretty good team with a really good coach.
Nice.
That I didn't experience a lot of that. She sheltered us. I felt very at home there. Again, my skill level was, I was shining bright in the team anyways, but I didn't experience too much of that. And I don't know if it's, because obviously me and George, we talk about, Atlanta.
Yeah.
The culture is out there. That Atlanta is the culture where Antelope, it's like we're the minority, and so I don't know, was I just sheltered or was it my mindset that I was going to go after what I wanted anyways and nobody was going to stop me?
Tunnel vision, you weren't worried.
But it could have been going on around me. I wasn't paying attention to it enough.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you're getting highly recruited. As you know, and back then they were sending a lot of kids from Sacramento to all the HBCUs. George, I swear I had to do probably was just signing them on a paper. If you had a 2.0 or something, Mr. Allen Rowe, a couple of people was like, but for you at that point, being highly recruited or realizing that you could do something next level, what was that like for you?
Yeah, well, different universities were coming to our games. I remember vividly UC Davis, the coach, pulling me after the game and say, oh, I'll sign you right now. Sac State, different coaches were coming. Nobody had the it factor to make me say, okay, yes. And I also know I was very ambitious. If I could have went to New York, I probably would have. My mom was like, go live your dreams. And so I actually got a phone call and was pulled out of class my senior year. And I got into the principal office and said, oh, Lord, what did I do? And they said, oh, no, there's a phone call for you. And a lady on the phone just said, Princess Dixon. I said, yes, ma'am. And she said,
country.
Yeah, very country. And she said, this is Coach Betty Austin from Alabama A&M University. Have you signed with anybody yet? I said, no, ma'am, not yet. She said, okay, I want to fly you out this weekend.
Wow.
And she said, I already talked to your mom. She said, I already talked to your mom. And I said, oh, okay.
She got the approval.
Yeah. And she flew me out. And I promise you, JT, I had no idea I was going to HBCU.
I
Not
didn't even know what it
one.
was.
Not one.
Yeah.
I just got off that flight.
Yeah.
Some of the girls picked me up from the volleyball team, picked me up. And in my mind, I just thought, oh, it's a lot of black girls on the team. And when I got on campus, I
That's all
said,
it was.
it's a lot of black people. Oh my gosh, I was in heaven.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just the vibe was there. And I left that recruiting trip and I said, this is it. This is where I'm gonna go. And when I come back, I'm coming to win. And we're gonna win some championships.
Yeah. Speaking of and like I said, doing that, leaving Cali though, I had my time. I had to go, and I have roots back there too. My grandma's from down there. My mom is from down there, so I got to visit Mississippi often. But still leaving Cali, 'cause a lot of kids leave Cali to go and they come back. But what was it like? Just the initial factor you had to leave home.
Yeah, I was ready. I was ready. I wasn't, even though I'm a California girl to the core, but I wanted to experience new stuff and be around different people. And just explore the waters. I always want to be like that. And I think it was just the icing on the cake that I happened to go to a HBCU and I fell in love with it. And then, my first year there playing, met my husband, didn't know he was going to be my husband at the time. And just, here comes my journey.
He said, I knew.
He knew.
Stamp that.
Right.
I'm sitting here thinking as she telling the story, I'm like, man, thank God she didn't quit after getting cut.
Because she should have let you would never met her.
Never met her, man.
So, and speaking of just as far as that initial, I mean, rings, right? I looked. Was it 4 in a row? 4 in a row.
Back to back.
I remember Alcorn at the time had a couple. I think Tasha was playing for Alcorn. A couple other coach I interviewed, my classmate. They was deep too, but them games was crazy.
Oh yeah,
crazy. You talk about like really following the environment, and you guys can both speak about this. Just being in that environment. We'll go to the education part in a minute, but just the environment about the camaraderie and the support of the student body on sports games. What was it like for you to see Georgia, even though you're from Atlanta, you're in there, but now on a college campus, being right out of high school, like, okay, wait, because why are we dressing up? Why are they wearing slacks to the game? And I'm from Cali, so we gonna be clean to a game, but not like casual, But I'm like, they fly. You gotta step it up. You gotta step it up. What was your initial feeling getting onto that campus and seeing all that?
Man, it was because first of all, I went to A&M on a band scholarship, so
and that's tough.
Yeah,
people don't think that band serious.
That
band serious.
Yeah, man, and very well respected. When you follow HBCU bands, but growing up in Atlanta, we mimic kind of everything that the HBCUs did,
right?
So, my school was 10 minutes away from Morris Brown, Clark Atlanta University, and
you got firsthand look.
Yeah, firsthand look, man. I remember staying in the projects in University Homes, that's right in the middle of the AU Center. That used to be, okay. They had the blue doors with the bricks, and you could hear the bands from your porch. They practicing, and so, I've been playing trumpet since 3rd grade. So my biggest thing is, was to, go to college and, participate in that. But I also played sports too. I played sports in high school, played basketball, baseball, and ran cross country. But I knew my ticket was going to be, with that band scholarship. And, it was huge, man. When I first pulled up on the campus to A&M to go audition and saw that stadium, because I come from a little school, man. And I was like, wow, so this is what we're going to be doing on Saturdays, And it was just that whole vibe, man, just being in that atmosphere. But you talk about Princess, man, going to her games, it was different.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing about no volleyball. I'm like, volleyball.
He's like, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah,
I know why I'm here.
Yeah. But I would see them when we would have practice. After practice, we go into the Cavs, and they used to be in there. And the first thing that we noticed was the volleyball.
Of course,
was cute.
Come on, man.
Saying? It was cute.
Yeah.
And so, So I happened to go to a volleyball game one night. We didn't have practice, and that was the first time I saw Princess. And I said, number 12 gonna be my wife.
Hey, man, claimed it then, huh?
Claimed it.
That's what's up.
And so we've been rocking ever since.
Yeah.
But just to see, that environment, I think, especially young people, man, to be able to kind of see your culture come together and people coming from all walks of life.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful experience, man. Yep. And it's just getting better. It's getting better now, because we're getting more exposure with the HBCU, especially what's going on with Jackson State and, with Coach Prime. Yeah. But yeah, man, that was a beautiful experience.
So, always got to talk, like I said, those struggles or heartaches, right?
Mhm.
And even so, you have some even from Atlanta and P coming from here, but I mean, I had a point where I was like, well, I might have to go home. Like, nope. But it crossed my mind, but I didn't do it. But because it can get rough out there, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
realize we not, saying up or down with a PW or whatever. But we're out there trying to make it. I said, if you can survive in a SWAC school, you can make it anywhere. And I know P being from Cali, we're here, we move a little different.
Mhm.
We talk a little faster, we move different, but we can multitask. And they be looking at us like, but what are some of the things that any of you guys that really may have pushed you or helped your character that you may have gone through that you can speak about while you're on campus on your own down there?
Man, just that responsibility. I remember when my mom dropped me off, she didn't even say bye. It was almost like I got lost somewhere, and my mom was like, "Oh yeah, we already left."
It's like that voice, like that. The way they say, like that, man, that little trial. Okay, this is I'm dropping, but I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Let you be you, right? Like,
yeah. And then that's when I knew. I said, "Okay,
you gotta dig in."
Yeah, I gotta, evolve. I have to be, on my own now and be responsible. But also the one thing I love about when you go away from somewhere, there's still some familiarity because I had a lot of guys from Atlanta,
of course,
that that was there and that kind of linked up.
Nothing like that support system.
Oh, yeah.
If you that are solid with you in there.
Oh yeah,
man, it comes through in the clutch.
Yeah, and I convinced some of the guys that went to high school with me to come down there. Yeah. So I had a couple guys that was there. Yeah, from the time that I was there until we all graduated together, and still had that strong bond today. But also meeting different people from other states, and when I first met Princess, man, it was crazy because we talk hella country. Yeah. But I was wait, talk something proper.
How long you been in California? How long you been in Cali?
I've been out here since 2006.
Because you said, okay, I can tell you said hella.
Hella, yeah.
Yes,
hella,
sir.
Yeah.
Hey, I was down there. It was like, and your nickname Cali because I'm from Cali. Yeah, hella. Y'all say hella. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. But that's just. I can tell he's been converted. Right. He is. Hey, you was a West Coast guy now, man. You was from the West Coast now. P, what about you? Anything that you can like? Because I mean, being a student athlete, even being like I said, it's some adversity. Late nights or something. Anything you can.
I mean, so it was a culture shock for me, but in a good way.
Right.
But when you're thrust into playing high school sports is different. Way different than the collegiate level.
And JC, then
man, just I'm gonna be honest, the 2-a-days, just preparing you for the season, up at 5 a.m., and then going to bed like 10, 11 o'clock, and you've worked out 3 or 4 times that day.
Gassed.
I remember, vividly. I remember, 3 or 4 girls my first year had dropped off, and they were on full ride scholarship. They just couldn't make it through, and so, just trying to make that adjustment, but going in there with the mindset of I won't quit. This is if this is what I'm called to do, I'm going to make sure I see it through. And so I was very different than George. George came out there. He knew some people on campus. I came out there, even though I was going to come onto a team, but I knew nobody.
Right.
And so the first year was we built great relationships with the girls, but it was a little rocky because obviously the down south culture is different than California culture. Out there, I would say in the South, they're used to joning a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, I was not
like joking.
Well, so I mean, we do that, Mom. It depends, female, because my boy to this day, we still do it.
And from out here,
I was, So they were like, you got jokes, bro. That's what we've been doing. That's what we do. But for women, I can see a little different. Like, don't talk about it. Like, girl, how they look at you like,
like I don't even know you.
Yeah, exactly.
People like, can I leave?
Yeah, can I? Right. But then I had to just get used to that. Was actually a way of living
welcoming, right?
Yeah. And so, but just when you come from high school to college, now you're on your own, even though I was on full ride scholarship, but it's still, you need to maintain your schedule. Yeah. You're traveling, I could be gone for a week at a time. We're on a bus ride going to Virginia, stay there for 3 or 4 days, then we're coming back, try to maintain our class schedule.
A bus ride, Pete.
Oh my gosh.
We took one from Alcorn to Chicago. I was like 12, 8, I was like, geez, I was like, this is, but like I said, but what are you willing to give up to? I'm on this bus. I'm cool. I'm chilling. Like it's definitely sacrifices, right?
Because when you return to class, the teachers are still expecting, okay, your work is due when everybody else's work is due. Just because you're gone, trying to maintain that and just figuring out what's going to be my balance.
And I think that, but get that West Coast communication, because I'm talking to all my teachers.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be going here. What I need to do, and they say it's who you know in these SWAC schools too. I'm going to hey, what do I need to do, or can I get this early, or I'm like, because if not, at least you put yourself out there and they can communicate, because all you gotta do is communicate. They're like, all right, cool, I got you.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they're all
And it helps y'all winning games.
Yeah,
Yep.
Keep it 100, helps y'all winning
Yeah,
games. Oh
yeah.
yeah, I for sure turn it in.
yeah.
But I can definitely feel that coming from here and just getting dropped off a little bit. Even though my family
Yeah.
from that way, it was like, but I'm like, okay, I gotta meet
Mhm.
somebody. But I met my
Mhm.
homie, that's one of my best friends to this day still too.
Aw.
Took care of me, a couple years older than me, was rocking ever since. My
Mhm.
cousin was down there like 30 minutes away, so I kind of found a foundation too. So
Yeah.
it's cool. But I remember coming to Huntsville. Tish was out there. My first year, I sat out, so I got to go spring break. Took that road up the highway about 5 hours, whatever, 4 hours, and I was like, okay, because my partner was there too. I was like, this is cool too. Like this is another swag school that's popping.
Yep.
Mhm.
I drove up the hill, down the hill, spring break. I was like, oh yeah, they got went to the little toga party, all
Right.
kind of stuff. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is
Yeah.
different. And you know what I'm saying? Still swag. So I was like, man,
Yep.
I told my boys, y'all gotta come visit at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they come, dang, we wish we could have went to that. I said, yeah, I bet y'all did.
Yeah.
I said, I bet y'all missed it, man. I bet
Yeah.
y'all missed it.
Alright.
Real quick, I want to give this Sunday, our place is opening up March 6th, Old Sacramento, down on downtown Osac. Make sure you guys be there. New venue, inside, outside. Event for weddings, birthday parties, whatever you can think of. It's real nice, man. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, everything like that, man. March 6th, outside grand opening and inside of our place in Osac, man. Trying to branch out,
All
do
right
some
now.
business stuff, as you
Sure.
say, and get into it. So as we talk about this business, right?
Yes.
This business part of it, y'all been booming as far, but you guys been working.
Mhm.
P, I think we sat down and talked years ago, but then
Yeah.
through Tish, but also just now everybody's got mutual friends some kind of way. But how did you guys get started? Your first business venture together. Let's start with that, because I mean, I think it takes that first one. I have my cousin on, he said sometimes first one may not make it all the time. That first one's like a trial.
Mhm.
What was your first business venture together?
This is the thing, JT, is it's a blessing because this was our first,
The first and only one.
and I don't want to say our last, but this is the first and the one that God's blessed us to make it in.
Nice.
Yeah, and it didn't start out easy. You know, it just started
Yeah.
out. You know, man, if we could make it a couple extra,
Uh-huh.
$1,000 a month. I was laid off of work, and the opportunity presented itself to where it allowed me to be able to do this on the side
Okay.
without having to go get a job and still take care of. At that time, our son was maybe like 8 or 9 months.
About 10 months.
Yeah, and so started out part time, and again, if we can make an extra $2,000-3,000 a month
Mhm.
without me having to go back to work while we're helping people, that's a win-win.
Nice.
And so we start out, George will tell you he wasn't on board at first. He was like,
So
insurance.
okay, and so males or man to man right now, is that our ego thing or something?
Yeah.
Or because I think of both sides, but I'm skeptical always of jumping into something.
Mhm.
Just cautious, I guess. But I don't want to, it's not like I might not try it, but is that something that we as men kind of just we want to see the more tangible before we
Yeah, I
jump
think-
in, or what?
I think that's what it is. And two, growing up how I grew up, I never seen anybody branch out.
Oh yeah, Facts.
My mom worked 2 and 3 jobs.
stay one. Yeah.
And she didn't run a business. So when she was, one thing about Princess, man, she was very optimistic about stuff.
Mhm.
And this girl here, man, when she went to go check the business out, she missed the first part of it. So she didn't even know what it really was, but she knew it was dealing with finance and whatnot. But I told her not to sign up for nothing. I said, get the information, come back home
Mhm.
and tell me about it. But once she came back and told me what it was, I was like, man, I ain't doing that, because I just didn't see myself doing it. But it was fear and not knowing if I could do something like that, and not coming from that.
Yeah.
Don't allow us to kind of push forward to see what it is.
On the other side of that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just blessed. I'm blessed to have
'Cause
such an optimistic.
She walked through first.
woman.
Okay, cool. At least I can.
Mhm.
I see her there. Okay,
Mhm.
I can go. And I think we're in a time right now where different people can lead. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
How,
okay.
how it look? It's okay. Like
Man,
it's
JT,
okay.
come on, man.
It's okay. Like okay, you're gonna lead on this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get behind you and push and
Mhm.
hold things out the way, or be there when you
Mhm.
fall. And because I mean, before it was like, nah, we all gotta lead. And I get that, right? We grew up in that man down south, man.
Yep.
Hey, man, it's different. And that's the reality of it.
Yep.
Or side, however it works for you too.
Mm-hmm.
More power to you.
Yep.
If it's side by side or one task is there, hey, as long as you go get it, I'm
Long
like,
go
hey, as
get
long
it.
as we get there, okay. But I
Mhm.
think that's definitely something we should more as a people, or just people in general, okay, be open to that, because everybody needs somebody, or somebody's better. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you fit each other, right? So,
Mhm.
but yeah, and actually, let me be more detail specific. What is the business that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
and where are you doing that consistently at right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, right now we work in the financial services business, where we help people get the right type of life insurance. We're also specialize in helping people save money. And the great thing about it is that we work in a market where anybody can be blessed to do it, right? It's not like, most people that, you look at the big companies on Wall Street, we like to sometimes say Wall Street is kind of forgotten about Main Street. And I know our culture, we definitely have been forgotten. Like nobody is talking to us about life insurance, investing,
right?
All those different things.
So let me think about what you were saying. Wall Street, forgot about Main Street. Main Street is doing to get to the Wall Street. The daily,
the
grinding they're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And even, I'll take it as deep as say, I don't even know if we've been forgotten about. Were we even allowed a seat at the table?
Opportunity. And you know what, P? You said that. I watched one of your videos the other day. You were talking about that to a young lady. I think you was on KDEE one day, and you were like, 25,000 back then. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
But now, what are you gonna do with that? But also being educated, we're going to be informed about the opportunities we have, about the financial part of it, to help somebody else in your family or your family in need if something happens to you like that. So I think that right there was one. We're already behind the 8 ball. We're 5 steps behind, right? So definitely do. George, your energy, bro. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm a student. I'm a student. So like, soon as we link this dash, I got to read up and I got to do some videos. I've seen your presentations just watched them on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I'm like, okay, now I don't know if you coached before, but this is a form of coaching, right? I'm like, okay, this dude can motivate people. And I was like, in there going, when you sitting down, when you stand up, had a green screen, I was like, he is going, but I can hear you in the background. Amen, quarter two. But it's dope to see. Yeah, it's dope, but also, man, but how much work is it though? Or how hard do you have to work to get to the point where you can be in front of cameras, in front of people, and really get buy-in and trust? Because it's hard. I mean, I coach sports too, and it has different levels to it. It's not easy. It's not an easy task for anybody to coach anything. But how much work do you put in to get better at your craft?
Man, you know what? I think the biggest thing about leadership, period, and getting better at it is putting yourself in the presence of people all the time.
You got to be in front of somebody.
You got to be in front of somebody all the time.
Right.
And because we have so many different personalities and people that we work with, it allows me to figure out, how to coach this person. This person may be motivated by this, but this person may not be motivated by that. And so I have to figure out, and that's just building a relationship with people and understanding how people operate. So that way I can coach them in the right way and help them, succeed. And I think with us, man, see, the business that we're in, it not only helps us, it not only allow us to help people financially, but it also allows us to help people as being great people.
Which the world needs more of.
Oh my God.
Just better people in general.
And we need more leaders. We need good leaders, good Black leaders in our community.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's basically my focus, man. My wife always says, she builds the business, but I help move the business.
I know. Hey, like I said, whatever works, tag team effort, because you can win together.
Yes.
We all win, right? Both of you guys can answer this one. What is your driving? What is your why for it? What are you doing? What is your why?
I think if you're going to do anything big, you're probably going to have multiple whys.
Okay.
I mean, when we started out, it was
it changes.
Yeah, and it changes and it evolves, and it's okay. When we first started out, we had our little baby, again, 9-month-old. And so it's like, and the first why was, okay, if I can just stay home and take care of him, and not have to put him in daycare. That was the first why. Then, we got a little bit deeper in it. Then he goes to school. So now I'm like, okay, I don't need anybody to take care of him. He's going to be at school. Well, man, I kind of like the freedom and the flexibility that wonder if something happens in school, I need to be there. That was another why.
And that's a plus right there. Yeah. Being able to show up in the school. I mean, I'm in school districts. I love to see parents come and show up and, just come be present. Yeah. And, that make a difference.
Yeah. And then as we're in the business and helping other people and the business is growing, my mom is still working. George's mom is still working. And so that adds another why, like, man, we got to get our mom. If a single mom could take care of 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, why can't the kids turn around and take care of the mom? So that became our third why.
Okay.
Then as the business grew and more people were coming, then we started to understand their lives are somewhat within our hands too. So now the people become the why. Then as we get bigger and a lot of milestones start happening, then it becomes like, oh my gosh, you guys are the first Black couple in Sacramento to do X, Y, and Z.
So now y'all just defying odds. Now y'all just making history.
There we go. So now that's the next one. Like, oh my gosh. So we have to do it bigger and better for the people so they can see themselves in us. Now all the people are here. Now we got another why. Our why is to help you with your whys and to help you guys get to where you need to be. JT, I can continue going on this thing. So, and on the radio the other day, I talked about, when we talk about life insurance, and sometimes people don't want to talk about that, but we
it's I guess I don't know if it's a taboo or not. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I have a but not talking about life insurance, but about that part in general. But it's coming, right? But I think also who you believe in, different people, is going to. That's the one thing that we know you just can't control because you're born to end eventually, right? But it's like it's the reality too. So it's like you said, what would you like to leave for your family though? At the least, if I could at least leave something with them, and I'm like, and that's just the reality. Like, okay, you gotta be more comfortable with that, knowing that, okay, at least I'm prepared for this if something happened. And I'm like, a lot of us won't face. I mean, it took me years to even be like, okay, like really go get a plan. I'm like, okay, but I have to. It's like, but before it's like, nah, you can't live forever. And that's the thing, man. So and speaking about that, so how do you? Because like you said, dude, I know you guys have been turned away, talked about.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has their different dislikes or whatever, but also outside of the why, how do you maintain the push through that though? Because you guys don't get where you're at right now by not just y'all haven't quit, right? But also as many people as you help, many people are going to try to turn you the other way, right? How do you guys keep moving like that?
I think just understanding your purpose, and every day you wake up, you're on assignment, and I totally believe that when you have a purpose that's so bigger than you, then
nothing can stop it.
Yeah, it's like this is God's assignment, and the crazy thing about it is that anything that's going to be worth having or doing that's going to make an impact, there's going to be adversity. There's always going to be something in front of you
for sure
that's going to try to stop you and push back to keep you from fulfilling that destiny. And me and P, two are better than one, because if she was down, I was able to pick her up. If I was down, she was able to pick me up. And I think too, just for you couples out there, man, I think one of the things that corporate America has done is they've told us that we can't, as couples, work together. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you go to Bible, you can look at it in scripture, that saying two is better than one is in the Bible, right? And I think in business, we are better together to move our families forward and to help other families move forward because we are in tune with each other. We understand if we're on the same assignment, right? There's things that she's good at that I may not be good at, but there's things like technical stuff.
It's a team game.
It's a team game, and we have to understand that in order for us to really leave a true legacy for our families, right? Our kids got to see something that we touched in the household, right? Not something that we went to go build for somebody else, and we're not leaving nothing to our families.
Okay,
because we can leave life insurance, but that ain't the only thing that me and Prince want to leave. We want to leave a business, right? We want to leave something that's going to allow money to keep flowing generation after generation, and I think that's what we got to focus on as a culture, is building something for our last name that's going to last forever.
Gotcha. So now I got to ask a tough one though, based upon, because you have children, they're in a different time and era and age right now too. Putting in work, building a business, but however, do we know if the kids are in tune with the business? Because I see people doing it. I mean, one of my partners, he's doing it. I'm sure he's gonna leave it for his son. I see them thing. I'm like, but can we make them do it? And that's the thing. So it's because realistically, we're like, wish somebody helped put us in, because I think we're in that generation where somebody before us, when they were telling us certain things to do, and we saw I'm hopping on. But right now it's so different with these phones, with this internet, the quick fix, the quick shine. They might miss opportunity to keep that legacy, that income going for their kids by trying to chase something different. But how do you think you handle that, or what does that talk sound like to one of your children?
Our kids. So we have a 16-year-old, well, he's going to be 16 in 2 months.
Yeah.
And then we have an 8-year-old, and then we have a 4-year-old. That we can look at them right now based on their talents, their desire, and just our talks, and we can almost pinpoint and say, okay,
what they gonna do?
Savannah, our middle daughter, she's going to probably run the business. She wants to do.
Mhm.
She did a project last week, and the project, what do you want to do? I want to be a businesswoman like my mom. Even, we took her to a little event where the lady said, here, put this heart in the bear and make a wish. And she sat there and she said, okay, I want to be able to help lots of people like my parents and run a business.
So that's
Okay.
the visual, like you said, there's
Mhm.
seeing you live that together,
Mm-hmm.
people's income impact.
Mhm.
And she's like, oh, and it's a good, and I see y'all have fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But you grind, you get serious, but you have fun enjoying it. And like I said, I see different people shouting y'all out, but the encouragement,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, is what kids should see as well too, because it's legit money,
Mhm.
but then also you're owning that freedom, but also they see it in the household, but also you can have fun with it.
Yeah.
When it's time to hang out and party, we're gonna party, of
Yes,
course.
that's right.
When it's time to grind, you
Mhm.
see it too, because like you said, like I told on the show, they was here, they be there, they might catch y'all better catch them.
Yeah.
But it's work too, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's super dope, because I just feel like, okay, because this generation, the microwave, it does, everything is quick for them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also we are in a phase right now, we're trying to teach them stability or sustainability, right? So it can be after years and keep
Yeah.
going. So, but we also have to be with the fact, like, they may not pick it up.
Mhm.
We have talks with them too. I think, one thing about our kids is that, because they see us around people,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because we have people come to the house and they see us mentoring folks and coaching people. And like you said, too, they see the lifestyle too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They see, the freedom that me and Princess have. My kids are funny, man, because they know if something go down at the school, all they got to do is call me.
You're gonna be there.
And I'm like 5 minutes like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Hey, get it so quick.
Right.
My office is right around the corner,
Facts.
and
Mhm.
but we created our lifestyle to a point to where it can fit around our
Right.
life, and where the kids go to school and where our business at. And sometimes now everything is so digital,
Mm-hmm.
we say, okay, kids, we're going to be home today. If we have an appointment, we'll do it here from Zoom, and we'll work from home.
Okay.
And so we can still, in between appointments, still kind of go out, have fun with them,
Mm-hmm.
and do those things that we like to do. But yeah, I think our kids, man, it won't be a force for them because they see the lifestyle. They like, man, I want to be like that.
That end goal is right in front of their eyes.
Yeah,
Right there.
and even if they did not want to take over the business, I think we've, which we totally would not be upset about, because they'll know that it's always there.
Yeah.
But we've taught them a valuable lesson that I can see.
They'll create their own
they'll
probably.
create
Yeah,
their
they'll
own,
create
and
their
that's the
I
thing.
may not do
That's
this,
the-
mom and dad,
yeah,
but
mhm.
we can move in this way and
That's
still
right.
be successful,
That's
right?
As
right.
long as they don't work for nobody, I'm good.
Y'all
There you
ain't
go.
laying out the blueprint though. That's
Mhm.
amazing. This life insurance, as far as just some questions and answers, right? Just looking around.
Mhm.
So some people afraid for whatever reason they are, right, to do it. But once they do, right, people that are, what are some of, like, I guess just getting started now, what are some things that people need to know
Mhm.
getting as far as picking a policy,
Mhm.
things that we can share just openly right now? We can just give some inside information about what that looks like to somebody who's interested or maybe having questions and may not be sure about them.
So know that there's the first step is making sure getting the right mindset about it.
Mm.
And the right mindset is, I need it. Okay. Let's just put
Right.
it out there. I need
Right.
it. And at my job is not enough, just like I tell everybody, your job a lot of times barely takes care of you now.
Mhm.
Why would you leave it in your job's hands to take care of your kids when you leave? And so once you get in the right mindset, and then also, my parents have it on me. It's like we're a whole grown adult at this point in time. We
Get
need to
your
have our
own.
own.
Oh, yeah,
we need
for
to get
sure.
our own.
Man.
For sure.
So once we fix our mindset, then now it's okay. So let's shop for it. And so people have to know there's two different kinds out there overall in general,
Mhm.
in general terms. In the industry, you have the whole life policies that build up a cash value. They want you to pay a more expensive amount your whole life.
Mhm.
Then you have a term policy that's cheaper. It locks in at a cheaper rate for a certain term, 20-year term, 30-year term, 35-year term.
Mhm.
And so though a term policy does not save money for you, but if you do the right thing outside the term policy, that can actually work in your favor. What's an example of that?
Hmm.
That if somebody's paying $60 a month for a term life insurance policy for $100,000 of coverage. Then they take another $50 and they say, well, my 30-year term is locked in. I'm going to take this other $50 and invest it in a real investment, not a bank account. Okay, something that's going to give you a possible true rate of return, and you do that for the next 3 years while your term is in place. That by the end of that term, that 30 years up, you look at what has my $50 a month in a real investment done, a real investment. You should now have as much, in most cases, as that coverage of your term.
Right.
So it's almost like what the term allows you to rent wealth until you can build wealth. Okay. Right. Because that same price, the same $60 for the life insurance, $50 for the investment, you would pay that in a whole life policy. But there's so many different things that's going on in a whole life policy that most people just don't understand. Like the first couple of years, most of the time it's not saving money for you. You can't, you don't have access to it. If you need to tap into the cash value part, you got to borrow it out. You need to pay it back. Then in a lot of cases with the whole life policy, if you pass away, in most cases, the cash value goes back to the company. You don't get the savings in there. That's in most cases. 85% of the whole life policies out there work like that. And so if you work buy term insurance cheaper, really invest, not just save, but invest the money on the outside. In most cases, you're going to end up in a better situation.
So I'm the visual and the audio. I'm sure you guys provide visuals too, because I'm thinking just in everybody else, because,
Yeah.
But also because we have never been, we don't speak this language often and open as consistency as it should be to help us be a little more comfortable, right? I mean, I don't even forget, but where can everybody find because this is the time when I want to make sure where can they find put your information out there. Let everybody know where they can get information. So
we're so hands-on. Just like I got on the radio the other day, several times Lady Charmaine has had me on there, and I say, call me. You don't even need to email me. Just call me. Let's talk. Okay. And you can call me at 916-367-2463. I'll say it again. It's 916-367-2463. That's my direct business cell phone number.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation on what you know, what you don't know. Maybe we may need to end up setting up appointments so we can talk, so you can see visuals. Easy visuals.
And I think too, JT, I think the biggest thing that most people have to understand as well is that, because I think for the most part, most people think that they can't afford it. Right. They don't have the money, but you're eating and drinking your money.
Yeah.
Daily fast food, daily Starbucks runs. Right.
Come on now. You know, I was telling somebody today, I was on a Zoom appointment today, and I said, just think about it. If you write down a budget and see how much you're doing Starbucks, how much you're doing fast food, right? It could probably go up to like $400 a month. Right. And there go your insurance, there go your emergency fund, right? There go your retirement money. But a lot of people, man, we're just going day to day and we're not putting those things in place.
It's a lifestyle change, but to help you provide for yourself and better your situation, which like you said, it wasn't taught early. So really, I think right now you guys and people at the forefront of putting information out there for us to, okay, you can do this. It takes work. Right. But then also, and this is something I think the next generation and the young ones for sure, they'll pick it up early and go, okay, I'm doing it now. I'm gonna get to this bread early on the right way, but also set my business up earlier where I'm 20, 25, 30 doing business stuff that it took people to do 40, 50 until they got older. And that's one thing I like I said, I do see watching the videos, at least the education part is there. You're teaching, you're educating. Even if you don't even come with us, we're still trying to give you information to where you can think about it, learn more about it, better situation, stuff like that. George, you had a couple of things I know you wanted to probably speak about, man. I mean, and you get them out there and we can take a little time,
Yeah, man. I mean, I think today, man, one of the things in our community is we got to believe more in ourselves, man. We have to believe more in ourselves. There's been something that's been planted in us to think that, we're not capable of doing certain things. Yes. But I also think that's an environment. It's the environment that we're in. We have to put ourselves around people that's going to pour positive energy into us. I thank God for, being in business because there was an environment that we can go to, right? That kind of poured into us and let us know, like-minded people. I always tell people all the time, man, if you want to get better, if you want to do better, first of all, you got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
Mhm.
And what's uncomfortable? Uncomfortable is being around certain people that you're not accustomed to being around,
Mhm.
but they have something to
That
give you.
Yeah. Value.
Value. Right? I tell
Value.
my business people all the time, I say,
Value.
look, man, you know, if you look at the circle of your friends and you see, you know, each one, and you look at how much you make and whatever else somebody else is making,
Mhm.
I said most of the time in those circles, we're making them around the same money.
Mhm.
And I said, because we're not challenging each other. Now, let's put you in another circle of
Mhm.
people, right? And you're going to feel uncomfortable because, like, man, I don't know this language
You're
over
gonna go
here.
one or two ways. You're gonna try to level up, or you're gonna go back to
Come
the
on,
circle
Jay.
you was at.
Mhm.
And shout out to one of my homies, man, Rodney Farrell, man. His group, he does investment, right? Rodney, he has the pyramid. At the top is the humans, like your business, right?
Mhm.
Then the humans help provide the service.
Mhm.
Good humans, good service provides good cash flow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
The triangle, and I'm like, man, I got on my wall and the thing. I'm like, he said, whatever you're doing, it could be something small. With the podcast, we said, man, you target your humans,
Mhm.
but you take care of them,
Mhm.
provide a service.
Service.
So right now, we even giving free game.
Mhm.
Eventually, so they to come back to cash flow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he said, it can be in any business, any style of life. And I'm like, yeah,
But,
what
but
more
when
can
you look
ask
at that
for?
cat, if you look at the symbol for the cash, it's a S.
Just it flows, right?
Service.
Right.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah.
when you're giving service to someone,
Right.
right? And like you said, it could be in anything. We're just in a financial service,
Right.
Mhm.
and we're offering help and
Mhm.
we're providing something for someone, right? And so for those of you guys that are trying to become entrepreneurs,
Mm.
you know, the biggest thing is let's figure out what is a need,
Mhm.
you know, that
Yes.
needs that's needed in our community, and you
Mhm.
need to figure out how can you provide that, right? And
That's how you become relevant, man.
yeah.
That's how you kill it.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
the need produces, oh, we want more.
yeah,
Give me more what you want, or
Yeah.
it's the lack of something that's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're the hot commodity now, but you know, how can you
Mhm.
be relevant too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those business models, the successful ones have those things and they do it repeatedly.
Right,
You know what I
Right.
mean? They do it repeatedly and they're doing well.
right.
Like you say, like you talk about, I hear you talk about McDonald's, stuff like that, and people, he's like,
Mhm.
I watched that, I was watching, I'm telling you, I've been listening. I'm like,
I hear
hey,
you,
I'm
man.
listening. He said McDonald's. I'm like, yeah, well, hey, now you want to buy one or you want to work your way up? Then,
Right.
nah, which one you want to do? But I'm
Right.
like, you know, McDonald's, they models the same.
Right, same thing.
You know what I'm saying? They got certain protocols, certain things like
Mhm.
Starbucks. You see Starbucks, I was told, I believe, you got to have at least 3 Starbucks in like a certain mile radius.
Mhm.
They got like people, I just drove a mile. It's one there too. They got to
Mhm.
be in 3 or something like that. And I was
Mhm.
like, but they stay on everybody's brain like that.
Yeah.
So that's
Mhm.
successful. As far as taking this, I want traveling wise with the business though. How
Mhm.
often are you guys on the road moving, working?
Man, it's totally different now, man. I
Mhm.
mean, when we first started out, we was at folks' kitchen tables,
Mhm.
you know, actually going in folks' homes. I was just telling somebody, you know, earlier, man, I said, man, I was, you know, in apartments over there on Center Parkway
Ooh,
and Mac
you was
Road.
in the
and-
G.
Mhm.
Yeah, G
yeah,
Parkway.
man,
Yeah.
I was over there,
Yeah.
man, you know, but
But you put yourself in the
Yeah.
place, man.
Knocking
yes,
doors,
and
yep.
knocking doors, and, you know, the grind was real. I had my
Yeah.
feet in the street.
Mhm.
But now today, and it's so, you know, the times that we're in today, see, I think a lot of people, we miss out opportunities because the opportunity is so big in this situation
Mhm.
with this pandemic. Now we don't want to be insensitive to what's going on, but I also think that we can't turn our heads and say, well, everybody's struggling around this time. There's more millionaires being birthed during this time.
Man, as I mean, you're from Atlanta. The Migos say turn a pandemic to a pandemic.
Pandemic.
But based upon what's
Yeah.
going on, right?
Yeah.
What your grind is, what the need is,
Yep.
what the service is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we don't have to move the way we move anymore because
Technology.
everything is
TV.
digital. It's digital,
Click of a
baby.
button, a
Right.
stream, you know,
Yeah.
a post, definitely.
Yeah. So you know,
Definitely.
this is a great time to be in business.
Yeah.
In anything that you're doing because there's so many platforms that you can push your business
Right.
in.
Mhm.
Like I said, we just happen to be in the financial services, so people can buy life insurance from their couch. You know,
Right.
we don't have to come to them and
The comfort of your home.
comfort in your home and
So-
do it that way. But we also expand it. So
Yeah.
for us, to stretch the business and, you know, expand into different territories. You know, one thing for us, we like to go touch people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll go touch it for a period of time.
Mhm.
And I always tell people, look, man, don't just, you know, build by tech, build by touch as well, because that greeting, that, you know,
And
face-to-face approach,
nothing
still
like
it,
ain't
man.
nothing like it,
Nothing
man.
like
There'll
yeah.
nothing be like
And-
it. Mhm.
Mhm.
And I even heard you say before your coach called you, said yes, ma'am, but whoever it was instilling you earlier on, but definitely down south,
Mhm.
all the time I come, I'm like, it's a sign of respect.
Mhm.
Even I tell guys like Coach, man, when a coach, a teacher come by, you always speak.
Speak,
Mhm.
yeah.
Your coach should never have to say, you always speak to your coach
Right.
properly, or shake, you shake like me and shake the man with the right hand. You give him, you say it's okay to say what's up, or just give him a head nod, acknowledge him. It's a sign of
Mhm.
respect, but also you get it back. But
Mhm.
that communication thing is so big.
Mhm.
Definitely, we don't have to get on another round too of this podcast. Keep y'all interested. But usually, so at the end of every show though, I ask for everybody's triple threat. So you talked about the youngsters playing basketball, dribble, pass, shoot in basketball, but now just triple threat in life. So MP, I'm gonna start with you first. So your triple threat, 3 things that you hang your hat on. Anybody listening, anybody watching, it could be 3 things about the business, about yourself that you just hang your hat on. That's something that's dear to you. Your triple threat that you want anybody else to know about yourself, the business, or whatever things you can just give to them. What is your triple threat?
I'm a real person. No matter the success, doesn't.
Okay.
We're past that.
Yeah.
With I say that humbly.
Yeah.
We're past that. We've now shifted into our goals to have a life of significance.
Okay.
Where we help other people become successful and then eventually help them live a life of significance as well. So that's my first threat.
Cool.
My second threat, I would say, for sure is, anybody that knows me knows how sincere I am. People call me Sweet Pea too.
Mhm.
But I say, don't let the sweet fool you now, okay?
Yeah.
Because I have that business side.
Gotta go get it.
And just, throughout all the things that's happened to me in my life, I think I always will fall back on the reason why it worked out is because I always knew that God had me.
Yeah.
Always. And that's the third and final threat for me.
Yeah. I think that's just so, as we know, right, in college days, even in life still too, but sometimes nobody is there. I mean, like physically, right?
Right.
You get in the dorm. I think I was down there when Katrina hit, all going down that way in Louisiana, no power. Just different times like that where you really I stayed in the trailer. Like, I stayed in the trailer, double wide.
Yeah.
But the gas was gone, but then I had to use the space heat, stuff like that. But it's like, just let me make through the night, whatever. Or like you say, your friend or P, I know, hey, I got the bread, you got the meat. Hey, we're gonna eat tonight. Because those struggles, man, until you really experience those, you don't know what it's like. But when you come out of the side, you be like, I made it. It was a blessing. Somebody was looking out for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think those are the times that HBCUs do. Just hard times, it defines your character. You know what I mean? Like that. So that's definitely dope. And that man upstairs, many times you get you and him talking, just hey, nobody listening, but
he's always listening.
Hey, that's one thing you can just have them conversations and learn. Like I said, George, what about you, man? You're a triple threat, man.
Man, I think first thing is just having a strong will. Growing up the way I grew up, like you said, single parent, and also the environment I grew up in, just seeing some of the things that I saw growing up.
Yeah.
But just saying, mentally in my mind, that's not going to be me. So the first thing is having a strong mindset. Also, working hard, work ethic, man, that's one of them. And, and also just having a great attitude. Having a great attitude. I think most of the things that happen to us is going to be based upon how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about situations. And if you have a great attitude about anything, I think, man, God will see you through, and so, man, just having a strong will, work ethic, and what I just said, I just forgot that quick.
Great attitude.
Great attitude, right? There you go.
Nice. That teamwork right there. That's what you got for it. So, what's next though? What's the next move? What's next?
Man.
What you guys got next? Anything coming we can share?
Great question. George always, he never talks about it, but he always gets proposals about, him going to motivate, speak for other people. And, comma checks are offered him all the time. And so, but he'll tell you that our mission is to see everybody that we said we're going to help you to be successful in what we're doing. If you decide to follow us, we have to make sure that we fulfill our promise. So right now, and again, he may say what he wants, but I know for me, I'm going to see that through first. Then the next move probably is honestly the kids. We'll always be doing what we're doing now. Our load may lessen just a little bit, but we still have young children, again, 4, 8, and 15. And so they have some goals that they want to do. So we'll start tapping in and helping them with theirs as well.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's only right because they've sacrificed too, especially our oldest, us just being doing the work that we do, being around
Mhm.
in the business so much. But yeah, like you said, man, I would definitely love, to do some youth work, pour into the next generation, just encouraging and motivating people.
Yeah. I got a spot for you. Like I
Inspiring
said, man, I'm doing
Yeah.
a mental health and family advocate now at the high school. So I
Okay.
mean, definitely trying to get assistance to all families
Mhm.
and students, whatever need, but also some need the encouragement. Or
Yeah.
some need to see another voice outside of the school
Mhm.
system. Be like, okay, so somebody else can maybe
Yeah.
offer me some encouragement
Yeah,
or some
I love to
positive
tap
insight.
into
Oh no,
that.
yeah. And I think that's one thing. Our resources, right?
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
resource is gonna become your resource. If you
Mhm.
need whatever, vice versa. We talked offline already. You need something. If I can
Mhm.
help you, I got you. But that's what it's for too, right? I think that's this
Definitely.
platform for me too. I want to make sure
Mhm.
whoever's watching, like I said, you guys find them. She gave you the direct line number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag it as I always do. I'm gonna post it on my socials, but please give them a call if you're interested and just have a conversation.
Mhm.
Because it's a real life conversation everybody needs to have
Yes,
at
it
some
is.
point in time.
Yes, it is.
And even these youth, these new ones out of college or get ready to go out of high school, figure it out.
Yeah.
The policy you get in earlier, you just never know, right?
Mhm.
It's my mom always said, it's insurance, son. It's
Mhm.
okay, it's insurance.
Mhm.
You don't know when you're gonna need it,
Mhm.
but if you got it, you ain't gotta worry about
You
it.
don't
So
worry about
she always told me that. So thank you guys both
Yeah,
for coming
Yeah,
in
man,
tonight.
it's an honor, man.
Great conversations. We'll
Yeah.
definitely get
We're
to some
humbled to be
outreach
here.
stuff. Oh no, I'm definitely excited, but also I just hope somebody one was inspired. At the end of the day, right? You could touch one.
That's right.
But I know you guys are moving and moving
Yeah.
mountains and stay big. Like I said, man, I've done a lot of watching the videos. Like
Yeah.
this dude goes.
Yeah.
I said, P, be coming through calm, a little quiet sometimes. But I said, man, but it fixed up. And I like to see that. And we need to see more of that as a group, as a collective, man, to hopefully inspire others to follow in footsteps and keep pushing no matter what their business service is, right? No matter what it is. So again, March 6th, Old Sac, our place opening up, grand opening. This is JT, Coach J, whatever call me, but man, with my Cali friend George, because he saying hella, so we got him now. He locked in George and P, man. You guys
The
tap
podcast
into
gonna
them.
be hella big.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
I like that. It's gonna be hella big. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
9450 Coach JT with George and P signing off. We out.
Yeah.
Peace.